Welcome. This is an actual play of a role-playing game. All the participants are adults. The content is intended for adult viewers. We strive to keep the content PG to PG-13, but it is a horror story and may contain horror themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Enjoy.
Howdy, friends and floor heads. It is Tuesday night, and it is time to play a game that I have been dying to get on this channel. It's Night's Black Agents by Kenneth Hite, based on Robin D. Laws's Gumshoe system. More important than any of that is I somehow tricked the captain of the Seventh Sea to go on this adventure with me for another one-on-one gaming. Zoe, I appreciate you making it.
You did a really good bamboozle. I couldn't deny you.
So, for those of you that are not from, maybe not be familiar with Zoe, Zoe ran our Seventh Sea game that we did with John Wick. So you can catch that on the channel. If you're a fan of Seventh Sea, it's outstanding. The one condition I said is if I get to play in your game, you have to play in one of mine. So Zoe is paying off a debt here. So have sympathy for her. Now, a couple things real quick. We're going to be doing this based off of Gareth Hanrahan's Night's Black Agents solo ops book, which is an adaptation of Night's Black Agents meant for what we're doing right now, which is two people playing, one GM and one player. Gareth put together an incredible system adaptation that is specific for one-on-one play. We are going to be using the standard Night's Black Agents rule set for this, though. So if you pick up the book, you realize, hey, that's not how Craig and Zoe played it. That's on purpose. I want to try the actual base system itself. Though I will tell you, having read the solo rules, what Gareth put together, I think is extremely clever. All right, that's enough intro. I think we should start playing. Are you ready, Zoe?
I'm very ready.
Okay. I think we start in total darkness. You know you're laying down. Your eyes open, but everything is really out of focus. You can tell there's lights above you. You can hear noises. You hear a beeping. Beep, beep, beep. You can hear conversations outside of wherever room you're in. They're muffled. It's hard to tell if it's the distance or if the same fogginess that's affecting your eyesight right now is maybe affecting your hearing. You shift your body a little bit. You can immediately feel this is not a comfortable bed you're in. The sheets are stiff, kind of scratchy. And then you feel the pain. Sharp pain just under your rib cage on your right side. And as you slide your head down, you can feel the bandages that are obviously wrapped around your entire torso. and you move your hand to that painful spot. And as soon as you barely touch it, lightning nerves just spread pain throughout your entire body. And that's the source. You hear voices inside the room. And you know your name's Layla Khan. You know that. You don't know why you know that, but you know that. You can understand the voices. It sounds like a husband and wife, and they're arguing. And you take a second and you realize, wait a minute, they're not speaking in English, but I understand them. They're speaking Hungarian. And as your eyes start to adjust to the light and you move your head towards this arguing couple, you see a flat screen TV that's mounted on the wall. And you can see it's a TV show, maybe a soap opera. And slowly the room starts to come into focus for you. You're in the hospital. You can hear the source of the beeping. You turn, you can see the source of the beeping. It's an IV pump going into your left arm. Beep, beep. You hear an announcement. Dr. Smith, emergency room. But you understand it. It's in Hungarian, but you hear it and translate it immediately in your mind. It's a private room. It smells of pine sol. You can see the call attendant button, the little thumb trigger button attached to your bed. You know, you used to do really bad things. You know, you used to work for MI6, the clandestine organization run by the British government. You know that. But you don't know a whole lot else, at least not right now. That fogginess in your eyes, that fogginess in your hearing, that fogginess is still in your mind. Are you waking up? Are you drugged? You're not real sure. You are alone.
Right. Well then. Is there water next to my bed?
There's a small table. This is a modern bed, a modern hospital bed that's got the side and guardrails. And taking in the room a little bit, Layla, you see that this may not be the nicest British hospital that you've ever seen, but it's a nice hospital room. And next to it, you can see that pale, like lavender pink pitcher that's in every hospital room with a little plastic cup with a straw, and it's about half filled with water.
Well, I carefully reach for that, drink a bit of it to clear the gunk in my throat. And next order of business is to, let's see, did I come here under a cover name? I'm going to lean as far as I am able without too much pain to try and find the clipboard that's at the edge of my bed or perhaps on the side to see if I have come in as Layla Khan or if I have been given a cover name.
So gingerly, Layla, you sit up and you can see your chart on a traditional Staples styled clipboard clipped to the side of your bed. and you're able to reach for it. You pull it up, and at the top it says Jane Doe.
Oh, interesting. All right. All right. So they have no idea who I am. Delightful. I'm going to take a peruse and see exactly what I'm here for.
Let's do our first roll
Ooh,
because we are using the
delightful.
gumshoe system. And actually, we don't need to do our first roll. I apologize. This is what's great
Oh,
about gumshoe, right? So with the gumshoe system, I'm going to ask Layla to use an investigative ability. Now, actually, yeah, we'll use medic as an investigative ability. So you've got medic in your general rules. How many points do you have in medic, Zoe?
let me enlarge this so I can actually read it. A little bit of that fogginess is translating into the real world. I apologize. I have 2 points in medic.
Okay. So that means that's the equivalent of being maybe a first year paramedic. You understand how to triage and things like that. So you have a decent amount of medical knowledge. Now, by having at least 2 points in medic, there's information I'm going to give you. I will tell you if you want to spend a point in medic, there'll be more. So let me tell you what you get for free. And then you can decide if you want to spend a point in medic. Flipping through the chart, you can see that you were admitted last night. You were found outside on the countryside. They suspect that you're a hiker, maybe a tourist. They can tell you're not Hungarian. You had a severe puncture wound to your lower right abdomen. You were operated on last night. The operation was successful. So they were able to close and cauterize the wound. You seem to be on the mend, healing. There's a bunch of other medical stuff in there. If you want to spend the point, you can. If not, we can keep going.
I think that's as good as I'm going to get. I'm no doctor by any means, but I do believe that I've gotten all of the information that I need, and I need to come up with a cover story.
If you look around the room a little bit, Layla, you do notice at the base of the bed, there are thick, expensive hiking boots. Next to the hiking boots, you can see a small messenger bag. You also look down and you can see that you're in a hospital gown. There's no other clothes or anything visible. There are 2 doors, one that obviously leads outside to the hallway, and then the other one, which you suspect is probably the bathroom. And there's large windows also to your left.
I will take a peek out those windows and see what kind of weather we have today.
It's obviously spring. What's interesting about that is you remember your name. You remember that you work for MI6. And you remember it was winter. So some time has passed. And looking over the landscape, hearing the Hungarian voices over the intercoms, the Hungarian discussions happening outside, and then the very dramatic turn of events happening on the television. Looking at the countryside, you know you're in Hungary.
Well, Toto, we're not in London anymore. Let's see. I think I'm going to be listening to the TV to try and get a general knowledge of the current events, since I have been out a little bit. And
There's a remote
reach.
control for the TV next to you.
Oh,
It's attached to the bed.
pick that up, kind of turn the volume up a little bit. And I'm going to gingerly reach over to my messenger bag.
So you'll need to get out of bed, which you were able to, but you are tethered obviously by this IV, but you're able to kind of sit up and you're being careful, right? You understand that you've just come out of surgery last night. You see you've got socks that obviously don't belong to you. There's those obnoxious, scratchy pseudo slipper socks that they give you in hospitals. You grab the messenger bag and you kind of get yourself back into bed. Open the messenger bag. It has only one thing in it, which is a cell phone.
Take that out, open it up. Is it just to clarify, this is modern times 2022.
There's nothing to open.
Okay, so it's not a flip. Okay, great. Darn it.
It's what were those with the kick flips that would flip around?
The kick flips, the razors,
Right.
yeah. Darn.
No, you tap the screen on this iPhone 11. It's got about a quarter charge on it, and you see the time, 8 p.m., and then you see the date. It's November 2022. Your last memory is the date being 2019.
Oh, Lord in heaven.
The Face ID, the face check to unlock the phone, has been disabled, and it's asking for a passcode.
Oh.
7 digits.
7 digits.
And you're staring at it, and you just start typing 4773212. You have no idea why you just typed those numbers. You just stare at the phone and you watch your fingers do it, and the phone unlocks.
That's a bit of serendipity. All right, let's see what I was up to.
Where do we want to look on the phone?
I think we're going to look at recent calls.
You bring up the calls. Either it's been cleared or you've never received a phone call on this phone.
It's not a burner phone, that's for sure. Unless we're burning iPhone 11s now. Check the photos next.
There are no photos.
Empty, all right. Internet history.
So you open up the browser and it defaults to a Google search page, and with a couple of kicks around. Can you do me a favor, Zoe? Take a look, and what do you have related to electronics as far as under your academic investigative ability? So it'll be on the left. Scroll down to the bottom.
Electronics.
Anything that might help us with this phone?
I have electronic surveillance for 2.
Instinctively, you start poking into the settings of this phone and digging in, because in your mind, for whatever reason, you're not exactly sure what, you just know this stuff, Layla. You want to know, is there some sort of software installed on this phone that could be potentially tracing anything I do on this phone? And as you kick around, you break through the OS, and you see that no, this is a clean phone. There's no photos, but you do find a note written in the notepad. There's no other real apps. And when you click on that note, it opens up and you see an address for something in Budapest.
Interesting.
The address is not familiar to you as a place that you may have lived or anything like that. But now you suddenly realize, I know Budapest. Like you see immediately, you see images of the streets of Budapest. like you're watching a movie. You can see you going to an apartment in Budapest, you buying bread on the streets. You know Budapest, but at MI6, you've never had an operation in Hungary before. But you know Budapest. And those images just flood your brain as you stare at that address.
Take a moment to orient myself. And put the phone away, put the messenger bag away, down on the floor. Take another sip of water.
You hear a knock, a polite knock at the door.
I lift my head up to say hello and realize that perhaps maybe I speak the language.
And that's what's crazy, right? Is in your head you hear English, but you can tell that you just said that in Hungarian.
Right. It's very mouth feely. Involves most of my my muscles in my lips and tongue.
So the door pushes open slightly, and a woman sticks her head in. She's maybe late 40s, maybe early 50s. She has got an incredibly warm smile, long black hair. She's in scrubs that are silly decorated with like confetti and stuff like that. And she goes, "Dear, you're awake?" And she's speaking in Hungarian, but you understand every word.
Mhm. Yes, I do appear to be awake.
I'd like to come in, please.
You may.
So she comes in, obviously a nurse. She comes up, keeping a little bit of a distance from me. She goes, "I am Nurse Helmy. I will be your nurse this shift. It's my understanding this is the first time you have been conscious. I have to start with the obvious thing, which is Craig has a terrible Hungarian accent. No, which is which is your name."
Nurse
We couldn't find any identification on you.
Nurse Helmy, was it?
Helmy, yes.
Helmy. Okay. I'm afraid I don't remember my name. I don't remember much of anything really, other than it was springtime. It appears to be not anymore. Tell me, how long have I been asleep?
We found you and you were brought in yesterday. There was a group of tourists that were out hiking out in the countryside about 4 miles from here. They found you on the trail. You were bleeding, and you see her kind of look around, and she goes, "We believe you've been shot." Now, we did not put that on your sheet because we are required, the government requires us to report gunshots. We like to understand what happened before we do that. But the doctor took care of you last night. Your surgery went very well. You may not want to get up and about yet. You need some rest. Luckily, we think the bullet went straight through. There was no bullet found.
That's good.
So you don't remember who you are now. I have to say your Hungarian is exceptional, but I'm picking up your accent as well. Are you not? Do you remember? Are you where you're from?
I think I think. Oh, wait. Yes, it's coming back to me now. I'm from London, London proper.
Your English that makes sense. Well, your Hungarian is outstanding.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Vertag has your backpack. We've gone through the backpack. We're trying to figure out who you were. There was no identification that's in his office. I'm sure Dr. Vertag will be coming in here to talk to you. Are you feeling okay? Can I take your temperature? Can I check your vitals?
Sure, sure, absolutely. Do what you have to do, nurse.
And she does that. She's very kind. So she has an incredibly warm smile. She puts, the cuff on your upper arm, takes your blood pressure, puts a little infrared gun on your forehead to take your temperature. She's jotting things down on your chart each time, going, "Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. You're a very healthy woman." She comments on your physical fitness, that you obviously hike a lot. You take care of yourself.
Yes.
Can I get you something?
Um, Actually, yes. I'm craving something with peanut butter, actually. Perhaps a bit of toast or um and maybe some tea if you would be so kind.
Of
Any
course.
any black tea will be fine.
I will tell you the tea here is terrible, but it's better than no tea.
Oh, well, it's better than no tea, all right.
It's just, I'll be back.
All right. Thank you, Nurse Helmy. I appreciate it.
You lay back down.
All right. All right. I'll rest a bit. Thank you.
She steps out.
Hmm. Okay. 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 That woman is very nice. I like her a lot. Not gonna kill her. Okay, great.
The first major decision.
Nurse Helmy is spared. Unless the tea is really bad. If the tea is really bad. I'm kidding. Um, let's see. Gunshot. Right. So
3
they did
years gone.
just don't like that. Don't like that at all. Let's see. I can't do much with this room right now until Dr. Veritag comes in with my
Mhm.
backpack. So I think I do just kind of sit back, rest, and think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, just try to figure out, connect the dots based off of the information that I've gathered so far, and um, prepare myself to continue to play a person who has no idea, who has complete amnesia, uh,
And no certain set of skills.
and no certain set of skills to do anything whatsoever other than apparently hiking.
So, Nurse Helmy comes back. She brings you some really bad Lipton quality tea, but she's got some nice bread with some peanut butter on it. Um, lets you know, explains to you how the call button works. That all you have to do is hit the little red button with your thumb, and it'll immediately call her that she's going to be on the shift all evening. And she mentions to be careful and don't. I'm sure you're hungry, but don't eat too fast because you're just coming off anesthesia, so on and so forth.
Yep.
On the TV, 4 channels. The only thing dominating the news channel that you flip to is the invasion of Ukraine. All news to you. There is another doc, but the person who knocks doesn't wait and kind of peeks in. And you see a man in a smock, a doctor's coat. He's got a stethoscope around his neck, so you know he has to be a doctor because that's required. Burly man, large man, easily late 50s. He's got he's not out of central casting for doctors, right? So he's got
Hmm.
a surprisingly bushy beard. He smiles, also has a warm smile, much like his nurse. And he kind of peeks in. He goes, "My dear, you're awake."
Uh, Seems to be the case, yes.
That and how are we feeling? And he just, like he owns the place, kind of walks into the room.
Um, better now with bread and tea. Uh, but
The nurse should not have brought that to you. It's a little early for you to be eating. I'm not going to take it away from you, of course, but if you just be very careful, and if you start feeling some pain as your stomach starts to process the food, I just ask you to stop.
oh, of
We
course, of
really,
course.
she should have brought you Jello or some clear liquids.
Right, right. I apologize. I got a little ahead of myself.
This is the nurse's fault, not yours. I will speak to her.
No, I got Nurse Helmy in trouble.
Well
No,
done, Layla.
no, damn it. Well, now I have to kill the doctor. Uh, Can't let him talk to Nurse Helmy like that.
He's
Um,
not making a whole lot of eye contact with you,
mhm.
Layla.
Okay,
But
okay.
it's not weird because he's looking at the machines. He's looking
Mhm.
at your chart.
Yeah, just doing a typical,
Yeah,
I'm gonna make sure everything's all right,
yeah.
kind of deal. I think I don't break eye contact. I'm the one who's like keeping eye contact with him as he's doing his thing. And finally, I ask him, um, "Doctor, uh, eh, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to read the name on your
Vertag, Dr. Vertag.
Vertag, Doctor Vertag. Um, did I only have the boots and the bag?
Uh,
Did I?
no, 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 no. Your clothes were in terrible shape. I don't know whether they'll be of much use to you, but we did save them. We've got them in a box, and I've got you also had a very large hiking backpack on,
Ah, yes.
uh,
I need
sleeping
that.
bag, first aid kit, a few other items. We have it in my office. I was looking to potentially contact your kin, your family, but I could find no identification in there. We've identified. What should I call you, Miss?
Um, I mean, you've already called me Jane, so I think that's fine. Miss Doe is fine.
But you don't remember your name.
I I unfortunately don't. I do remember that it was springtime when I was hiking, and I remember I'm from London, which is why I asked for the tea. It's you know how it is. Um, But, I'm also remembering that, you mentioned I had a hiking bag. Um, I had I remember buying a very expensive, rather, um, a top of the line, kerosene, little cookware thing, and I really need to make sure that that's still intact and good. Um, could I perhaps see my bag, if that's alright?
Of course, and I will tell you, you were you. I don't know if you were camping or what, but a shocking quality of both the thermal sleeping bag, the small lean-to tent system that you have in there. It's something I've never seen before. I did see your little portable stove.
Is that
Very
what it is?
clever. Yes, you threw it. Apparently, it also charges the phone as
Yes.
well if you light it. But yes, of
It
course, I'd be happy to get that for you. You're going to have to be here for at least a week. I don't know if there's anything in there that you need or not, but of course, it is your property. I'll be happy to get it for you. Um, I need to try to get a sense of your wound. Um,
Oh, sure, sure.
you have a, how do I put this? You have a very clean but severe puncture wound with an entry in the front and an exit in the back. It appears to be a gunshot wound. And though I have not put this on your chart yet, I want to talk to you first. Do you remember how you got hurt?
Unfortunately, I don't. And my first instinct is to just based off of the description of the wound and the pain that I'm feeling, I may have fallen, um, possibly from a great height. I do really enjoy hiking, you see, and really getting to the top of things. Um, although getting down from them is often the more
That's the
complicated
trick.
bit. That's the trick, right? So I may have fallen from a great height and perhaps maybe landed on a twig or something.
So you can't think of a reason anybody would have shot you.
No.
How long have you been in the country?
I'm going to pause here because I need to cough.
Luna Lecce, I saw your comment about Zoe's podcast. I am a huge fan of the Writers' Room. I love all of the work that they're doing on there. What I love the most, I think, about the Writers' Room is obviously, 7th Sea is great. It's fun to hear the role playing. It's so well produced. But I think Zoe and her crew do a really neat job of kind of explaining the process of running games, which I think is absolutely insightful, both if you're a player or, as a GM. You not only get the entertainment of listening to an actual play via the podcast, but it's also neat to kind of hear how the sausage is made and the types of decisions that Zoe makes as the person running the game, as well as also hearing, the players and how the players work through. We'll give Zoe a second to come back. There she is.
Here I am.
So he asked you about how long you've been in the country.
Yeah, I think Layla actually has a coughing fit. That just seems appropriate.
You're such a good role player, Zoe.
I'm such a good role player. Just believe there's coughing Foley, everyone. And finally she drinks the tea a little slower and clears her throat again. Terribly sorry about that. I am still waking up, as it were. Very dry throat. I remember being here in the springtime. But it appears to not be spring anymore.
No, it's the fall. So you have been hiking for a very long time. But quite honestly, based on the survival gear that you have in that backpack, I could see this if you were very good at it. That is definitely doable. So we're going to keep you here. Our hope is that your memories will start to return. I'm headed home. He looks at his watch. He goes, I'm headed home. But the nurses can call me at any point. If you start to remember anything, I need you to let me know. As he's having this conversation, there's a little bit of a condescending tone to it.
Oh, don't like that.
But kind of a doctorly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm the smartest guy
listen.
in the room. Right.
Right.
But what's odd, Layla, is as he's talking, without explaining himself, you see him reach in to his pocket and he's pulling out a syringe.
Oh.
And he's talking to you, and then you see him take the line of your IV, and then on the IV, there's that little V where the IV bag is running through, and then there's a place for them to put a syringe in to add something to the mix that's coming into you. So he's just innocuously talking to you, looking down at himself, and you see him pull out this syringe. Now you have bullshit detector. How much do you have in bullshit detector?
I do have bullshit detector. I have 2 points in that.
Okay, so something that's neat about the gumshoe system is the investigative abilities. There's no roles or anything. Either you know something or you don't know something. In this case, she has at least a point in bullshit detector, which means she's got a pretty good radar of some bullshit, right? She's got 2 points in it, which means that I'm going to tell her something based on the bullshit detector by the fact that she just has any points in it. But then I am going to give her an offer to spend some points to get more information. So let's start off, Layla, what you know for free. He is, based off of just having bullshit detector, he's doing his best to be casual and to lock you into conversation and to distract you from the syringe. You get that because you have bullshit detector. You can spend, and I can give you some more information.
I would like to spend.
Okay, so on your character sheet, go ahead and spend 1 point in bullshit detector. That potentially will refresh over time, but it's a resource that you'll want to manage.
Yes.
By his body language, by his tone, it is obvious that it's important to him to put the syringe in there. He is purposefully not talking about it, not explaining himself, and he's being extremely effusive. He's also being very delicate with this syringe.
Okay. Okay.
Well, of course, as you wake, and you get some more sleep and you wake up again, your memories should start coming back. Of course, Nurse Helmy is here. I will refresh her memory about your diet. Syringe is getting closer.
I would like to maybe stop that syringe from entering my IV line.
And how are we doing that?
Well, I don't know who I am, but you know what? I suddenly get this innate primal urge that there is a needle near me, and uh, Layla Khan, of course, is not afraid of needles. But Miss Doe is terrified of needles to the point where she makes a big, big scene about it.
No, miss.
No, no, no. I listen, please don't put that
I
anywhere
should have
near me.
explained myself.
Yes, you really should have. You should not just pull out a needle out of nowhere. What
No,
what's
no,
what is
no.
in that anyway? How long is
It,
that needle? Is that 6 inches? Oh my. Oh.
it's not Miss Doe. No. And I apologize. It's a little bit more anesthetic. It'll help you sleep.
No, I don't want any, please. No, thank you. No, I'll have plenty
Well,
of once I've eaten and had my tea, I will go right to bed. I promise. You don't need to do any of that, please. Please, I may pass out if you continue to show that needle. I'm getting a little dizzy.
I need you to look at your interpersonal investigative skills.
Mm-hmm.
You spend a point and it's going to work, but I need to know what you're going to spend a point in. What do you think? What are you doing to convince him not to put that needle into the IV? What fits? And
You
we
know
can
what?
adjust the role play, obviously, too.
I'm gonna do reassurance. I'm gonna do reassurance.
Spend the point in reassurance, and
Yeah.
I want to find out how Layla is going to use reassurance to stop this from happening.
Okay. So after she makes a big stink, she actually grabs the doctor's hand, not the one with the needle, but the other one, and she claps with both hands. She goes, listen, I know that you're just doing your job, and I commend you for that. In fact, you saved my life, rightly, and I don't even know how it happened, but I can assure you that you do not need to go to such lengths with me. I'm very, very well versed in being able to fall asleep pretty much immediately. I've been out hiking out in the wilderness for a very long time, and I know when I need to rest. And I promise you, I will have maybe 1 or 2 bites of the toast and maybe another sip of the tea, and then I will have a little bit of water, and then I will go right to bed. You do not have to worry about me at all. I will be perfectly fine, and I will wake up bright and early, bushy-tailed. Well, semi-bushy tailed, for you tomorrow morning. I promise. Just please. I have a terrible fear of needles ever since I was a child. I remember now. I was a little girl, um, and they were giving me my shots. You know, the measles, mumps, rubella thing like that. And the doctor wasn't very nice, and it's kind of scarred me for life. But I know that you're a good man, and I know that you're doing a great job. And and please just trust me to trust you to trust me. All right?
And you watch his face as you go through this, and you realize, some things are working well. The compliments are working. The calming, your tone and everything are working. And you see him kind of pull away. You see him put the syringe back in his pocket, and he goes, well, I'm going to leave the prescription with the nurse. We need you to be asleep. And he checks his watch. Within the next 20 minutes, I expect you. And if not, then I do think a level of sedation will help your healing.
I promise you, the moment you leave that door, you can set a timer and come back and check in 1 minute, and I will be asleep. I promise you.
So he finishes up. He walks out. You notice as he turns his back to you, he doesn't allow his back to be to you very long. So he might be walking back to the room, but you see him quickly just checking on you. And that just kind of rings a little bell, right? Like that's weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he leaves.
Okay.
And your phone rings from your messenger bag.
Wonderful. I reach down and pick it up. Go.
Unknown caller.
Unknown caller. The ringtone, by the way, is "God Save the Queen," because of course it is.
And unfortunately, poor Layla thinks the Queen's still alive.
Oh no! Oh, Layla, you're about to give me listen, you had a rude awakening in Budapest. It's just go back to sleep, honey. Oh, that's delightful. That's the best.
I couldn't resist.
I look at the nurse.
You're in the room alone.
Oh, I'm in. Okay, so she
Yep.
she did. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Pick it up and swipe it and put it to my ear. Hello.
You hear voices, and they sound far away. There's an argument. There's some scuffling happening. Is that furniture? Is that a chair getting knocked over?
Turn the volume all the way up.
Yeah. There's muffled and boom, you hear a gunshot and the line goes dead. New text message.
Open the text message.
In all capital letters. It says, "They're after you. Get to the church ASAP." For whatever reason, you notice outside there was birds chirping. And you haven't heard any traffic or anything, but when you looked out the window, you saw the long drive leading up, and the noise makes you turn and to see 4 black sedans driving a little faster than they should.
Time to go. I grab the toast, shove it in my
You see the text message, all in capital letters. They're after you. Get to the church ASAP.
I slide myself off to the side, slap my feet down on the floor, and proceed to bug out.
So you feel the tug of the IV into your left arm.
Mhm. Take care of that.
You yank that out. You're in your gown. You have your little slipper socks that have nice little treads under them.
Of that, make sure I don't slip on the floor, and check my messenger bag. Could I have maybe a secret seam in my messenger bag?
Ooh, what would be in that seam, do you think,
Uh,
Layla?
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Some tea, maybe.
Throat
Uh,
lozenge.
a Ricola. A pair of like not skin tight clothes, but definitely like black ops clothes. Um, Black jeans, black long sleeve shirt.
So the messenger bag may not be big enough for that, but I do think like a bodysuit, right?
Okay, okay,
Yeah, I
bodysuit,
think that
yeah.
definitely is. We're going to use a skill. One of my favorite skills in this game is called preparedness. And this is, I think, a semi-reasonable request. So I'm going to set this to a difficulty 3. So what Zoe it needs to decide for Layla, she's going to roll a d6 on a 3, 4, 5, or 6. She was prepared. She had sewn in a black bodysuit into the inside of this messenger bag because she's really good at what she does. On a 1 or 2, unfortunately, she didn't think that quite far ahead. Now, how many points do you have in preparedness?
I have 5.
So she has the option of spending some of those points to add a plus to her roll. So, for example, if she spends 2 points right now, she's guaranteed, right, to hit that 3, even if she rolls a 1. So, will Layla spend any points, or are we just going to roll preparedness?
I think we're just gonna roll preparedness for now.
Great. So, don't spend
Alright,
any points, and let's go ahead and give it a roll.
here we go. Lucky roll of the dice. That's a 6,
So we
baby.
practice rolled before in the green room, and she kept rolling 6s. So there's a little thread that you purposely left out there, and it works just like a pull string. You pull that thread, it's the stitching, this was invisible otherwise, goes, and you reach into the inside of that flap of that thing, and you pull out a perfectly folded black bodysuit.
Love it. Slap that on as fast as I possibly can.
Takes less than 3 seconds for you to completely suit up at this point. I'm going to, if it's okay with you, I'm going to add some treads to the bottom of the feet, right? So that you knew if you needed to use this, you wouldn't have shoes potentially. So this gives you a bit of a grip. You are now in a full bodysuit that goes up to the neck.
Okay. Like a scuba suit almost?
Almost,
Cover
but a very thin material, right? That could be folded and crunched up to a very tiny amount that could be hidden inside of your messenger bag.
Okay. Vents. I'm not gonna use the door.
So you go to the window.
Mhm.
You go to the window and you can see you're on the 3rd story.
Oh, that's a long
You
way down.
see the 3 black sedans have stopped. There are 3 men coming out of each one of them. What do you haven't noticed? Let's take a quick look here. What is your notice situation?
Oh, they've sent 9 of them this time. They're getting smarter.
Yeah.
My notice is 3.
Your notice is 3. There's no points need to be spent. These men are armed. You can see as their clothes move and whatnot, they've got pistols on their hip, and they're heading to the front door, which is below you 2 stories.
Right. Okay. I wait until they go basically like out of line of sight. And then
One man is staying with the car.
of course. It's always fun.
is bald. He's far away, though. It's hard to pick up his features, hard to tell how old he is. He's in very practical, casual clothing that would allow a lot of movement. You can't see his face, even though he's not turned away from you. It's just too much distance, 3 stories. But something inside of you tells you know this person. You don't know why, you don't know where, but you know this person who is standing by the car, pointing to the other men as they run into the other 9 men as they run into the hospital, and he seems to be in charge.
Love that for me. Enemy? Am I getting a bad vibe, basically?
It's conflicted, right?
Hmm.
So he is familiar.
Mhm.
You don't want him to see you, but maybe he's a friend. It's really confusing, Layla. But your gut tells you, I don't want him to see me.
All right. Be stealthy about this then. How does the window open? Is it one of those typical like hospital windows where you have to like ratchet it out?
Yes, yeah. So it has several horizontal planes. There's a winch to the right. As well stylized and modern as this hospital room is, you get a sense that the structure itself might be older and has been renovated, right? So you can see that it's a manual winch. It'll then cause the panels to kind of open like this. Gauging the size of the panels, you probably could fit.
Oh, it's going to be a tight squeeze, but I can do it. It's a good thing they didn't completely renovate these to the new windows and just patch that in. And could I also, this might be pushing it a little bit. Could I also have like my gloves have grips?
Oh
And
yeah, that's done. That's
okay,
done.
cool.
That makes
Okay,
total sense to me.
cool. I'm just gonna gecko up the side of the building as
So
quietly and as quickly as possible.
you look out, there is a concrete ledge
Mhm.
that barely can handle you on tippy toes, right? So it's not meant to carry.
Ooh.
The outside of this hospital is brick, which is good news because the grout is going to give you finger grips.
Mhm.
You are on the 3rd story, so and you're under pressure, right? You believe that these men are coming for you based off of that
Mhm.
text message. You
Mhm.
also do not want this person to see you, so I'm going to need a roll. I'm going to need an athletics roll in order for you, as you peek out, you can see you are on the top floor, so it's only going to be about a 10-foot climb if you're trying to get to the roof.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that.
Okay, so difficulty wise, if you were anybody else, this would be difficulty 6, but you're not. You're MI6, wet worker, badass spy. So it's going to be difficulty 4. On a 4, 5, or 6, you will succeed. On a 1, 2, or 3, you will fail in this scale attempt. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to fall, but you do. How many points do you have in athletics?
I have 6.
You want to spend?
I think, yeah, I think I'm gonna spend 2 here.
All right. So hit the plus. We are, by the way, using Foundry, which is one of my favorite VTTs. This is a fan-made implementation of Gumshoe. And then you should be able to hit roll, and it should automatically add those 2 points, take those 2 points off your character sheet. And
Nothing but fire, baby. Straight
so
6s.
you rolled an 8. A 6 plus 2.
Love it.
Tell me how we get to the roof.
Well, so it's one of those typical things where we're going to follow the camera for a little bit and we're going to follow those men running up the stairs and doing the thing and pushing past nurses and all the stuff. And then they come into my room and they've got the guns out and there's nothing. The window is closed and not broken. It doesn't look or appear as though anything has climbed out the window. Um, the hiking boots are still there. The messenger bag is still there, but it's empty. It doesn't have a phone in it anymore. And the sheets are nicely made up. And then we pan outside as they're like looking behind the curtain, and they check the bathroom, and the camera comes outside, and we just see her just
We see your
do
fingertips
do.
on the grout of each of these bricks. It's a little bit of a jut out with
Mhm.
the concrete roofing. You're able to grip up there, and we see leg 1 and leg 2.
Egg too.
And you're now on the roof of this hospital. It is now your first view. Perfect 360. This is obviously a country hospital. This is not Budapest. Um, this is a small hospital, 3 floors. You figured that out already. Um, maybe it's got 60 rooms, so it's really a country hospital.
Sure.
There's air conditioning units. There is a door that obviously get for roof access, and unbelievable view as the sun begins to set. This beautiful Hungarian countryside.
Mhm.
No indication that you are close to any type of town or civilization based off of lights, though it's very possible this is a country hospital, that there may be villages close that would not exude enough light, especially here at twilight, to give you a sense of where civilization may be. But right now, it appears you're in the middle of nowhere in Hungary on the roof.
I take out my phone, put it on panorama, and just do a quick little, you know, what a lovely view. It's a shame I can't be here for longer.
Did you take your messenger bag with you?
I did not take the bag with me. I
Just
just
the
took the
phone.
phone.
Got it.
Um, so
Which has that address in it. Yep.
yes, which has the address in it. That's very important. All right. Run to the door, block any access, piece of rebar or some such to block the door so that you cannot open it from the inside.
Done.
All right. All right.
Someone's going to have a really hard time opening that door.
Somebody's going to have a very difficult time opening that door, and I do apologize for the delay. I'm looking for a helicopter pad.
There isn't.
Maybe a helicopter.
There isn't one. This is
Shoot.
too small. Yeah.
Shoot, dang it. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Looking around, there's a parking lot.
Mhm.
Maybe 40 or 50 cars in the back parking lot, which is out. So the road that our friends came in on ends in a roundabout, right? Where you can go in. You see an offshoot that goes to the ER.
Mhm.
So obviously a hospital, an ambulance would go there to drop people off at the ER. You're at the back side now as you take out the doorknob and jam the lock. You go to the other side, you look down, you can see a back parking lot. There's about 40 cars, 50 cars there, all of different makes and models there. The lights are starting to come on for the parking lot.
Okay. 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 All right. 3 stories up. Was I smart enough to? She lifts up her arm, like she does a motion, a specific motion where she slides her hand down the side of her thighs and then lifts up her arm. Nope, nope, wasn't that smart. Damn. Let's see. Let's see. What can I use? What can I use up here? Is there any kind of like cloth or tarp?
Yeah.
Maybe something to cover the AC units when it snows.
Let's have an absent-minded repairman leaving a bag near one of the AC units. You go to the bag, there's tools in there, wrenches, so on and so forth,
Mhm.
and there's a length of chain. I will give you 15 feet of that chain, which will give you, it'll get you past the 3rd story and partially down the 2nd story. That's incorporating that if you were to somehow secure it at the top, you're going to lose some there. So it's not going to get you all the way down if you were to use this chain, but it'll get you partially the way down.
All right, zip line it is. Grab the chain, find a line leading from the top of the hospital to maybe second floor, best case scenario. Uh, worst case scenario, second floor, best case scenario, maybe the parking lot. Um,
Are
and
we going to go to the parking lot side?
Parking lot side. Yep. Yep. Wrap the chain around my hand, uh, fold it in half, slap the other half, grab that, and I'm gonna zip line down.
Okay. So we see you secure that chain, use the wrench through the links of the chain to
Mhm.
secure it to the AC unit exhaust. Not the first time you've done this. Grab the chain, catch the taut, and you hop down with full confidence. You just jump off the side of this building
Mm.
and expertly are letting go of the chain links as you need to slow yourself down. And it brings you like a rock climber right above the second story windows. So you've got secured on the chain there. It's wrapped around your wrist. You've got a full secure there. Right below where your feet are the second story windows. And you're about 20, 25 feet from the asphalt of the parking lot. Though let's give you this though, you're about 10 foot if you give it a swing of maybe hitting the top of a cover. Right. So if someone were to pull in, there's a bit of an overhang cover so that they could let the stretchers out and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I'll give you an athletics roll if you want to try to swing over to that and drop and land on it.
Let's try.
That's not fair?
That sounds fair. Yeah.
We see you take your feet and you build yourself momentum in the other direction. Are we spending any points?
I think we'll spend one here.
Okay, let's spend 1 point. This is going to be difficulty 4. I don't
Boom.
know why you're spending points. You should save these. You don't need them.
Did it. We see the tippy tap feet. And then just the camera like pans all the way back to, let's say, the roundabout to see this little form go land
And
on the little overhang.
superhero landing right on the top of this.
Mhm.
Quick check. No one's here. No one's coming in and out of the door. You flip down. You are now on the ground floor. The back door to the hospital with the parking lot behind you.
Okay. All right. Well, I've got plenty of options for vehicles, but I can't be picky right now. I need to find something quiet, something easy. Yes, that Pontiac will do just nicely. Head over to a dark green Hunter Pontiac Buick. I don't know. One of those, one of those older cars, more reliable, definitely made of steel, not fiberglass. It's very important. And kind of like take that chain. Unfortunately, this is gonna make a little bit of noise. Wrap it around her knuckles, knock the window out, uh, unlock the car, get in the car, just go underneath, do the quick little 1, 2, 3, and
I'm going to
this
need a
one.
mechanics roll. Do you have
Yes.
mechanics
Where's
under general
mechanics?
skills on the right?
General skills on the right. I have 1 point in mechanics.
Okay. So you definitely have the ability to hotwire a car.
Mhm, mhm.
Difficulty 4, you can spend a point.
Yeah, we're gonna spend the point.
It takes you down to 0 mechanics. I should try playing this game with a 6-sided die. So quietly,
Mhm.
the glass breaks in. Boom, you unlock the door, open up the door. With one sweep, you sweep all the glass off the seat. You slide in like a serpent under the hood. One big quick yank, the plastic of part of the dashboard comes down under it. There's the 2 wires. Why this works, nobody explains, but it works every time in the movies.
Every single time.
Boom.
All right, calm it down.
Hungarian death metal comes up on the radio.
Oh, love that. Absolutely fantastic. Maybe a tad bit loud. You are going to blow out your eardrums. All right, here we go. Get behind the wheel. Kind of not peel out because I don't want to make a
Yep.
scene. Turn my lights on, kind of check my mirrors, do the whole thing. I'll also check the front and the back seat for any any bags, any people. First of all, that's the first thing. Make sure there's nobody in here, like sleeping
Yeah.
or like on break or something.
There's
um,
nobody else in the car. It's a hatchback.
great, great.
Um, it is an older car. Like it has a CD player, older car.
Love that.
You can see a zippered case to hold CDs in the passenger side. The car reeks of smoke. You look down, you see the ashtray. Whoever owns this car is an excessive smoker. You look in the back seat real quick, and you can see in the back seat on the floor, you see fast food wrappers tossed to the ground at McDonald's because McDonald's is everywhere. You also see crushed up Camel cigarette packs. So apparently the back seat, the only purpose of the back seat for whoever owns this car is trash.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Open up the zipper little thing. Look through the CDs real quick.
What do you
Find
find?
so there's obviously like Hungarian death metal. Um, you know what?
What's this? What is their secret CD that they didn't want anybody to know they owned?
They have an Enya CD.
Perfect.
So she takes it out, she puts it in, puts the death metal in its place, chucks that behind her, and it like as she's pulling out of the driveway, it is who can say where the road goes? Only Time starts playing.
So we see the car, we see you start to drive past, and very smartly, your headlights are on.
Mhm.
You are driving as any person would who just visited their sick grandmother leaving the
Sure,
hospital,
of course.
but you're looking.
Mhm.
You're starting to see men leave the hospital, returning back. You see this gentleman who now you have a much closer look at as you pass him. He's not paying any attention to you. You look at his face. His name is John. I don't know why you know that, Layla, but his name is John.
His name is John. Got it. Got it.
And he is like, has his arms up, like, what the hell? To the guys coming out. And they're all like, right, shaking their heads. And you start driving down the road. Now, as you're driving, the sun is setting. It's country road, a good 2 miles. During that 2 miles, it obviously rained last night. There are puddles, right? One of the puddles, as you're driving, reflects the moon that is now visible. And for a second, you flash to a concrete room. John is in there. You know his name is John. He looks to you and says, "That's all we're going to get." You can hear yourself saying yes as he holds this scrawny man by the hair and slits his throat. In front of you, the blood gushes out of the throat onto the floor, reflecting just like that puddle did as he drops the head, and suddenly you're driving again.
Fuck. Okay. John's a murderer. Just add that to the list, I guess.
You see the cord from where the cigarette lighter is up to the dashboard, and there's a very old, maybe 2005 navigation system.
Boot that up, I guess. Come on, old girl, you can do it.
It shows you where you are. You're in a
that.
small town village about 2 hours outside of Budapest in Hungary, as you suspected.
Love that. Love that for me. Let's see. Punch in the coordinates of what was in my phone.
You put in that address, goes to the satellite, comes back, shows you an hour and 45-minute drive time. In order to get that as expected, because it had it on the address, it's Budapest. More memories flood you. You're dressed in very plain clothes. You know, obviously trying to fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Though it's not how you would dress. You're walking down the streets of Budapest. People are saying hello to you, not politely, because they recognize you. And you exchange pleasantries with them in your perfect Hungarian. But you're in a rush. You need to go. You have someone you need to meet. You've got to find Sam. You flash back and drive. It's dark now. We're about 20 minutes into this drive. It's just you, Layla, by herself. She's lost 3 years. She doesn't remember being in Hungary, but she knows what the streets of Hungary look like. She knows at least 2 people in Hungary. One named John, one named Sam. She knows what John looks like. I want to take just a moment and try to understand what the hell is going through Layla's mind as she's following the navigation.
So she's got her hands at 10 and 2 and really paying attention to the road. There's no traffic coming the other way, so it's not like she gets blinded by lights every once in a while. But she does kind of, her eyes drift to the navigation and then drift back up to the road, and starts tapping. Not to the song, not to Enya. That I feel like that's kind of drowned itself out. It's just more background noise now. And as she's passing underneath streetlights, just dispersed every now and again, not as
You're getting closer to civilization,
yes,
without
yes.
question.
She is talking out loud to herself, almost as if there's someone in the passenger seat with her. All right, so this John fellow, obviously not an ally, or perhaps maybe did we? You know, you really should stop having midnight rendezvous with people you're supposed to kill. But can't help myself, really. It's just one of those things, I suppose. And then there's this Sam fellow. Sam, is that short for something? Samantha? Samuel? Samuel? Samara? I don't know. So many different names nowadays.
So you keep running that name through your head,
Mm-hmm.
Layla? He's in Hungary. You know that.
All right. You live here.
Budapest. Sam's in Budapest. That flashes in your head.
All right. No need to get worked up. We are heading to Budapest. We'll be there in an hour and 20 minutes. Going, how fast can this thing go? How much gas does it have? I could press it a little more. Kind of puts on the gas a little bit.
Yeah, and you're going to need to stop at some point, but you're not concerned about that because you've left the countryside. You're now getting, there's more villages as you're traveling through you know, and it's hungry, right? So it's got this weird combination of old and new all at the same time as you pass through these different villages. Um, Many of the structures are old, but some of them right next door are brand new and built. There are suburbs, but the suburbs are mixed with new constructions as well as old constructions. It is gorgeous, the Hungarian countryside. And in any other circumstance, I think, Layla, this would bring you comfort. But right now, I don't know if it does. It's fucking familiar.
It's too familiar. It's too familiar. It's right here. It's right here at the base, and I can't seem to pinpoint.
It's so close.
It's on the tip of my fucking tongue. Shame about that man. I don't even know his name. But no one deserves to die like that. At least not in that brutal manner. Not how I would have done it, at least.
A flash as you start thinking about Sam a little bit more. I trust him. And here's where he lives.
Does it match the address that I punched in?
So another street that you don't recognize flashes in your mind. 144. And I don't know Hungarian, so street name. Like, and that's where he lives. It's an apartment, and you know that's where Sam lives. And unlike your reaction to John, which was so mixed, your reaction to Sam is, I trust Sam. Many people don't trust Sam, but I do.
Right.
You can't picture him. You don't know what he looks like. But he lives in Budapest. You know that.
I don't know if this was actually a feature available in these older GPS models, but I would like to add a stop.
Without question. So
Okay.
boom, you put in the stop immediately as you start. You know how when you type into those old GPSs, it would try to figure out where you're headed?
Yes,
The
autofill.
address. Yeah, the autofill shows you. You're like, that's a real address. Boom,
Boop.
you hit it. You realize it's on the other side of Budapest. So it's got a little bit of a hike. Do you make the decision? Do you add a stop?
I add the stop, and that's going to be the first stop.
Okay. You add the stop. It's going to be now. Nothing changes where you are. You're an hour and some odd away, right? So, but obviously, once you get to Budapest, directions are going to change. You're trying to be safe. You're not on 10 and 2 anymore. You're just at 10.
Just at
right?
10.
The right hand, watching country roads going. You're between villages at this point. Boom, at a stop. 10 goes, and you goes back to track 1. Red headlights are weird. Why would a car have red headlights? No. That's way too high to be headlights. And it's coming at you too fast, and it's coming above you. 2 bright red lights pass above the car. And I don't know if you expected an engine, maybe a helicopter, maybe a plane. It was way too close for that. Like, it came real close. You didn't hear anything mechanical. All you heard was all you heard were wings. You look in the rearview mirror and you see nothing until whatever that is turns around. And now those 2 red lights are coming back towards you. gaining fast.
Bloody fucking hell. Grip the wheel a little faster, shift it into whatever gear I need to go, and press on the pedal.
A lot of things are happening right now, Layla. WTF was that? Anybody else in this world would not be able to process what you just barely saw. You look in that rearview mirror again, and those lights are getting closer. They're not lights. You know they're eyes. And you don't know why, but you know it's a bat. You know it's a really big goddamn bat. And what, just like the other things we've been talking about, is most disturbing is that you knew that and it didn't scare the shit out of you like it should have.
I'm going to have a very, very long talk with my therapist after this. So the thing is gaining. It's faster than I am.
It is faster than you are.
Okay.
You are on a lone country road, 2 lanes. It needs some attention. They need to pass the infrastructure bill.
Okay. Telephone poles, how far away are they?
They're spaced, let's say 30 yards from each other. And about every 10th of them has a street light. So you're definitely not in the middle of nowhere.
Is the road gravel, half asphalt?
It is paved 10 years ago.
I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to Budapest. Officials, they need to really crack down on their roads. And I think as she's saying that, she's making the motions of getting the car to veer off to the side to head-on collision with one of the poles, keeping an eye on the back, on watching the thing get closer and closer and closer. And then at the last minute, she's going to jerk the wheel, and hopefully the bat smacks into the telephone pole. And I'll have to recover a little bit because I am jerking this car pretty much, one angle to another, and then trying to get back on the road. But that's Layla's plan.
I'm completely in love with this right now. So you are purposely veering the car towards one of these passing telephone poles. Mm-hmm. You are at the last second going to jerk the wheel to the left to avoid the pole on your right, in hopes that, and you're going to do this when this thing is close enough that the only reason you're able to react is because you knew what you were going to do. Hopefully, whatever this thing is behind you doesn't react in time.
Yes.
I'm going to need a driving roll. Okay. And it's going to be difficulty 5.
Ooh, I'm really good at driving.
Are you? What do you have in driving?
I have 3 points in driving.
Nice.
Difficulty 5 though. I think I'm gonna have to spend a point here, at least one.
All right.
Yeah, I think we'll spend 1.
So do you see how you can add a point?
Yep.
Before you roll? Okay.
Yep. Oh boy, let's see. Let's fuck around and find out, shall we? Oh.
It was bound to happen.
It was bound to happen, and I didn't want to say anything.
You rolled a 2 plus the 1, it's a 3.
It's a 3.
We see you purposefully. I don't know why you know this is a big goddamn bat, but you know it's a big freaking bat. And you know this thing catching you is a bad thing. You are heading quarter mile up. You see the pole. That's the pole. That's where I'm doing this maneuver. I've done this before. Mm-hmm. Drift, drift, drift. This is not a lack of skill that causes the failure, Layla. This is the conditions of the road. You are about to jack this thing to the left, to pull away just in time. And the breaking away right under your back wheels, the breaking away of the asphalt, the unattended roads, they give way. They don't have the grip they need, and you clip this thing. And the car just hits it and you start spinning. Yep, the car starts spinning. You are now off the country road. You are going like just spinning off to the left. As this is happening in slow motion in your mind, you then flash away. You're alone in a room. Everything is black. Your arms are up, and two very inhumanly large hands. One the size of your torso, the other hand the size of your entire legs, grip you like this. You're under whatever this thing is, has control of you. Your free arm grabs a small metal container and drinks as this thing is squeezing you and causing you to move in ways that you don't want to move, but you're moving, right? You drink this and it tastes like roses. It's water. And as soon as you drink that, like ashes, the hands fall away. Bam, we're back in the car. You are spinning. The car stops and rolls. You are upside down.
Oh, God save the queen. Oh.
You hear whatever this is pass over you.
Oh. God. Okay. All right. Oh, girl, you're fine. You're fine. You were smart. You put your seatbelt on. That's right. Move all the fucking McDonald's bags out of my fucking way. The Enya CD is still playing because, God damn it. Crawl my way out of the upside down car. Check really quick if it's leaking fluids. Like
Don't
if
smell
it's gonna
any gas.
Okay, great. It's not gonna burst into flames anytime soon. Lean myself up against the car. Assess if my phone has pull it out of the chest
Crack
pocket
screen
here.
still working.
Okay, well, crack screen, I can deal with that. That's nothing new. And well, bollocks.
Two things are immediately apparent to you. The GPS system works on battery.
Of that?
So even though the plug is no longer giving it energy, you see it still has 2 hours of juice in it.
Great.
And this thing passed over you, you heard it. And just kind of instinctively looking up over the bottom of the car, the back wheel is still spinning.
Yeah.
You see nothing.
I listen very closely for a moment.
You hear crickets, maybe frogs, maybe there's a pond close.
Okay.
But whatever this was, and I say that like you don't know, you know what this was, even though you didn't see it. It's gone.
Great.
Let's go to credits.
This
is a great place to stop.
Just like the wheels spinning.
Yes.
Love that for me.
All right, we'll go to credits and we'll be back on the other side. So after playing 7th Sea with you running the game, um, full disclosure, 7th Sea is not my favorite system,
Fair enough.
but we created something special and I had a ton of fun. You made that happen. John was a part of it. Our other two players, Quinn and remind me,
Keith.
Keith. Thank you, Keith. Like we had a lot of freaking fun. But I have to be honest, halfway through episode 2 of that, I was just like, I want to run a game for Zoe. And I was not disappointed. I had so much fun with this. So first off, thank you. So there's a couple things. One, I want to talk about post game. I want to talk player to GM here in just a second, but there's not a lot of people. There's some people that are watching right now that don't realize how much amazing content you're putting out. So I want to start there. Let's talk about your podcast.
Sure, let's talk about my podcast. For those of you who are rejoining me from that game, hi, thanks for coming back. For those of you who are brand new or have never heard of me or anything that I do, I am Zoe. I am otherwise known as the narrator for the podcast, The Writer's Room. Which is specifically a 7C Let's Play actual dramatization podcast. I not only play the game with my two players, my co-hosts, Evan Ackley and Patrick Keefe, who subsequently play the captain and the master at arms. It is a very pirate game. So if you like pirates, you'll enjoy this. But I also, because 7C is a paradigm shift from most other role-playing games, the Dragons game, I teach the game as well. I go over mechanics. I really dive deep into the all the back half and all the mundane stuff, while also telling this epic story. And so, if you are interested in that and want to learn more, feel free to click the link tree in the bio of this. That will bring you to our where you can find us on any podcatcher. That will bring you to our Ko-fi page if you wish to support us. Our Discord page, which is active. Um, Evan does a really great job making sure that it's, we constantly have content. And I would love to see you there.
It's good stuff. And I think when you and I first connected, and it was one of my patrons that connected us,
Yes.
who's
Wookie Gunner.
Wookie Gunner. Donald loves you, loves us, right? And that's part of what's cool about this community, right? Is we're small and big at the same time. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go, Donald told me about you. I'm like, I'll go check out their podcast. And the one thing that you and I share is, yes, we're storytellers. Yes, that's what RPGs are, but it's also mechanics. And I love how you do what I try to do, which is let's teach the game as we play the game. And that's one of the things you and I share. And so for those of you that are fans of my content and love that part of it, where I reveal the mechanics as we play, Zoe and the team just do a kick-ass job. All right. So now let's talk. It's really good. It's really good.
Thank you.
Let's
very
talk
much.
GM and player.
Yes.
So I found out this is the first time doing one-on-one. This is the first time you've played that. Granted, we only play 2 hours, but what is something that you identify now? Is there anything unique about this versus, say, running 7th Sea or being a player in another game? Is there something that you identify as unique about one-on-one?
Yes, there is something that I identify as unique about one-on-one versus playing at a table or running a table. Um, I There's got to be a different word for it, but it's the same definition. It's a very intimate experience. I have a lot of excess freedom to role play. Now, for those of you who know me from the writers' room, I I get very heavy into characters, and you will have noticed that I switched in between my normal voice and Layla's voice. Here, I felt very comfortable playing Layla and also Layla like speaking for me throughout the whole pretty much the back half of the whole
Yeah.
episode. as I got more comfortable with the one-on-one style. Um, and uh, the one caveat that I had is I tend to fill the space, the dead space, right? Of
Mhm.
instead of me thinking in my head while another character, players, or the GM is talking, I'm talking out loud. I specifically made it so that Layla was talking to herself so that we could continue the dialogue and continue the scene and keep it going so that it didn't kind of just drop off into nowhere.
So Layla's a pre-gen. Um,
Yes.
you knew nothing about her coming into this other than a little bit of, we did a little pre-game discussion, but really, is there anything you've figured out so far about Layla? Having gotten into her skin for an hour, 2 hours?
Yes. Layla is very, very confident in anything that she does, and it takes an awful, awful lot to rile her because she can
Mm,
talk her way through a problem, and really solve it for herself before anybody else, it would be a real problem, right? So if I was driving and that bat thing had come at me, I would be panicking. I would be freaking the fuck out. I'd be driving like a freaking maniac. I wouldn't know what to do. But Layla just sees that. And now beforehand, she's never seen it before. Of course, she's got amnesia, but she knows what that is. And
yeah,
it's unsettling to know what that is because she didn't know what that was before.
yeah.
And she just goes, well, all right, here we go. Just it's another Tuesday night for her, apparently. Um, the fact that Layla, even though she has amnesia, and even though I, Zoe, don't know anything about Layla, she knows what the fuck she's doing.
Yeah.
And I love that about her.
Yeah. I really appreciated, Zoe, your ability to embrace Layla as a badass. Because I think, and granted, as always, you watching, this is my first time running Night's Black Agents. By no means am I speaking from a voice of authority, right? I'm a noob. But one of the things that attracted me to this system is the idea of incredibly capable characters. Like the characters that players play are bad asses, which is good because they're up against things far more dangerous than they could ever wish to be, right? This vampire conspiracy running the world. It's a really, really interesting game. Um, Even if you may not be familiar with Gumshoe, what Kenneth has done with this game is really neat. It's one of those books you'll be a better GM after you read it, even if you never run it. All right. So, stealing from the Gauntlet podcast, I want to talk about stars and wishes. So, something I like to do at the end of every end of every episode, and this is player to GM, not Layla. Layla's gone. Stars are one or more moments where Zoe went away and all there was Layla. What were some star moments for you in this episode?
Oh, talking to the doctor. Talking to the doctor, reassuring the doctor, I just kinda took a back seat. I was like, "Alright, this is gonna be interesting. How are you gonna weasel your way out of this?" And she just kinda went. She just did her thing. And then the other star is her talking to herself in the car,
Yeah.
working through all of the problems. That wasn't Zoe trying to solve Layla's problem. That was Layla herself really doing what she does best, which is looking at the problem from a logical standpoint first, pushing emotions aside, and really kind of getting a bigger, grander picture of what exactly is going on.
Both of those moments were great to watch because that's who we saw. As a GM, it was really neat to really start to see Layla become something.
Mhm.
It just started to exist, and I think though I agree with you. Those were two amazing moments where we start to see the character become real, which
Yes.
is exciting. So the wishes part is strictly for you, Zoe.
Okay.
What are you wishing for in the next episode or two episodes? Are there questions you want answers to? Is there something that happened you want more of? Is there something that didn't happen you'd like to see? What are you wishing for as a player?
Well, I would like to play again, absolutely, because I have many questions, many unanswered questions. If you look here, you'll see all of these questions are unanswered and need answer. I need to know who Sam is. I need to know who John is, why my relationship is complicated with him, why I trust Sam when no one else does. Um, what the hell was that bat creature for realsies? And also, maybe get this guy a new, Pontiac, because I'm a big fan of Enya, and man, that sucks. I'm sorry.
It's okay to like death metal and Enya. That's
Of
okay.
course it is. Of course it is.
All
There's
right,
no
guys.
judgments.
So go to your podcatchers right now. Grab your phone, search for Writer's Room. Go ahead and subscribe. Thank me later. Zoe, we've already got this scheduled for those of you that want to watch episode 2. If you're watching this live, just follow us on Twitter, Facebook, all that noise, and you'll see our schedules. If you're watching this not live, go to the playlist. It's going to be the next episode right down. Zoe, I'm super excited to play episode 2. I'm dying to learn more about Layla.
I am also dying to learn more about Layla. Tell me all of your secrets.
All right, guys. We'll talk soon. Good to see you guys in the chat. Take care.
Safe and well.
Howdy, friends. Thank you for watching. All our content is archived and organized in playlists on the Third Floor Wars YouTube channel. Check it out. And if you could like, follow, subscribe, and even set your notifications to this channel on YouTube and Twitch, we'd appreciate it, and it'll make sure that you catch all of our content. I talk with creators, designers, and experts across the gaming landscape in every episode of our podcast, Tabletop Talk. Open up your favorite podcatcher and search for Tabletop Talk from Third Floor Wars. Support your creators. They make the content you love, and it's your support that makes it happen. If you want to help us, go to Third Floor Wars on patreon.com, and you can help us for as little as $1 a month. Thanks again. We'll see you next time. Take care.